Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome to a very special episode of Sherm in the Booth. My name is Sherm. You guys are some true Chicagoans for coming out in January. It's snowing outside, it's freezing, and you're at the fucking club at 1 a.m.
Boys with the bass, yeah, boys, bass.
Who am I talking to right now? You're famous.
Free food, free drinks, music, girls. Let's go.
Do you like it? Cool. If you don't, goodbye.
I'm missing the most important part.
Boys with the bass, yeah.
We should throw like a crazy bar mitzvah party.
This is crazy. Send me stems. I finished it.
What's up, guys? How's everyone doing?
Just wait, you know it kicks in like 3 to 5 seconds afterward.
Yo, what's good, everyone, and welcome back to another brand new episode of Sherm in the Booth. I'm, of course, your host, Sherm, and today is Wednesday, April 20th, 2022, and this is episode 203. I can't begin to tell you how excited I am to share this interview because I've been a longtime fan of this amazingly talented DJ-producer who goes by the name of Max Styler. I caught up with Max from his studio in Las Vegas and had such a blast getting his full story. In episode 203, we got it all in and started by talking about his journey into dance music. Born and raised in a small town outside of San Luis Obispo in Southern California, Max found his love for music early on. Now, although he grew up in a small town, he had big goals for a future in music and started producing in his early teen years. He spent countless hours in the studio honing his craft until he finally released his first track in 2014. This is a person who has truly manifested their dreams. So much respect for his hard work and genuine passion for music. Now, of course, we talked about the Max Styler Discography, which is dense. It's incredible, and it's filled with originals, collaborations, and remixes released on some of the biggest labels in dance music like Spinnin, Toolroom, Dim Mak, Realm, and so many more. We ran through his journey as an artist, starting with one of his biggest hits, Badman, with Autoerotique, which blew up and put his music on main stages worldwide, all the way to his recent collaboration project with Friend Within called Atlantic Garden. You might have heard one of his most profound releases called Let Me Take You There featuring Laura White, which has over 16 million plays on Spotify. Absolute hits. We also had a great conversation on finding your sound. One of my favorite portions of this interview was discussing Max's journey to finding his sonic identity. In his early years, he was releasing trap, big room, and progressive, but now finds himself producing proper house music. He's never felt more creative in the studio and is having a blast in this new chapter of his career. We know there are so many producers that are out there trying to figure out their sound, but Max believes you have to go with what feels natural and exciting. Great and simple advice here. This was a very special interview for many reasons. Although Max is still young, his level of talent and commitment is at veteran levels. I truly believe he will be one of the most impactful and influential producers of our generation. Max, thanks so much for coming on the show, and remember to make sure you snag that aisle seat on every flight for easy bathroom access. Now let's get into it right now so you guys can hear his story for yourselves. This is episode 203 featuring Max Styler. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome to an incredible episode of Sherm in the Booth. I can guarantee that. We're here with my man, Max Styler. Max, how are you, my friend? It is such a pleasure. I'm so excited. I might be your number one fan after running through your discography again. But how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely, man. Like I said before we gone on the air, 5 years deep in this bitch. This is like episode 204. I can't even keep track anymore. I know I love what I'm doing, and that's really all that matters. But, dude, I'm telling you, I have been a Max Styler fan since like 2014. I think since around some of your first music came out. And
Crazy.
It's been so awesome watching your journey, all the chapters, all the different styles of music you produced, and to see where you're at now. And you just told me you're feeling so creative and obviously having fun. So, you know, producer to producer, fan of you, DJ to DJ, seeing you with a smile on, man. It's just like, I love it.
Yeah, life's good, man. Life's good right now. It's the creative process is rolling. The music's flowing. I finally know like kind of the sound that I'm going after now. Whereas we're talking about the journey of how long it's been. Like
Yeah.
I've been doing this a long time, and I've known how to produce for a while, but like I didn't really figure out what I wanted and what I wanted to produce and like my own vision until like pretty actually recently. Um,
Wow.
I know I've been producing for like 10 plus years, and like I kind of figured my shit out like only like three years ago. Like really like, okay, this is what I want to do, you know?
Yeah. That's inspiring,
Um,
man. There's a lot of producers out there that think they have to figure it out right away, right?
yeah, exactly. Which is, I mean, it's nice if you do that, but it's been a great journey, and I definitely wouldn't change anything. You know, getting to this spot, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations on all your success. And we're going to have an incredible interview. Like I said, I know that for sure. We're going to get the full story, but I always like to start off with a special question. And the Masters was last weekend. And I don't think
Okay.
a lot of people know this, but in 2019, you were commissioned by Audemars Piguet. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Pige, I think is how I think it's like how like the ooh fucking
Can you
ooh
tell I'm a
yeah.
white guy from the Midwest? I did my absolute best.
Dude, I don't fucking I mean I haven't I think when I did that commercial I had no idea how to say it either. So like I was still a newbie too.
Okay. I'm glad. But you
Yeah.
you did, which is an insanely dope watch company for people that don't know. Like this is what LeBron
Yeah.
James wears, and
Yeah, they make great watches.
they make great watches. I hope you got a free one out of this. Did you?
Unfortunately, no.
What the fuck,
I
dude?
was trying, dude. They're too expensive to ask for a free
The
one.
watch costs more than they paid you.
Oh, 100%. I would have been a dick to ask. Be like, "Yo, hook it up with a fucking free watch." They'd be like, "Are you fucking crazy?" Like, yeah, we liked you and we hired you, but like, nah, fam.
Yeah, hold on, Max. I got P Diddy on the other line. Yeah, you'll take them all, Pit Puff. Okay, cool. It's Max. We're fresh out, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That would
That
have
would have been
been
nice.
really
Hey,
nice.
maybe next time. Maybe next time. Supply and
Yeah,
demand.
for sure.
Anyway, they commission you to make a song entirely out of the sounds of golf. That is insane. Are you a golfer? I mean, like, tell us the story of this because that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, so have been golfing pretty much my whole life, but
Okay, of
gone through phases of it.
course.
I was yeah, like anything, but started really young. My dad took me to like the driving range with him when I was like 2 years old, like all the time. It was like his like break from work type thing. He would take me out in the stroller and just prop me up behind him driving. And I would just literally sit there and like watch, watch him hit balls all day. Not all day, just, hit balls for a while. And finally ended up getting some clubs when I was like 4 or, young. And played pretty much consistently and started playing in like local tournaments and all this,
Wow.
all
Okay.
this stuff. Yeah, up until I was like 12 or so, and then I burnt out because I was on the golf course like four days a week, 5 days a week, like consistently.
Yeah, it's a lot.
My parents were like grooming me to be like a pro golfer type.
Yeah, sounds like it. Young Tiger over here.
Yeah. And then I burnt out
Yep.
because I just like it's just too much. Um, and then yeah, so ended up it's kind of a crazy full circle thing. So
Yeah.
um got into music post golf. There was a few years where I wasn't into music, obviously, because I stopped at like 12 or whatever. And then I linked up with this guy named Chris Alba,
Hmm.
who was booking at the time for Control LA, which is at Avalon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he ended up doing like my all of my creative kind of stuff for a while. Um, and then what happened after that? He ended up linking up with the Audemars guys at some point. I don't know his timeline, but
Yeah.
he linked up with them and then reached out to me years later and was like, "Hey, I've got like this, this kind of interesting gig. do you want to like produce a song out of the sounds of golf? And I'm like, how does one even do that?
Yeah.
So he Dropboxes me like a folder of like goose yells and fucking like and like balls hitting water, like each like iron hit, it would be like a 9-iron hit of a ball. It'd be
Holy
like a
shit.
7-iron hit of a ball, a driver hit of a ball, like all these different sounds. And yeah, I had to like, manipulate all these different sounds into like, like it'd be easy to do like a hit of a ball and like, boost the low end to make a kick in a sense, and then drop all the lows, boost the highs a shit ton, and EQ and all, all sorts of kind of stuff to
Right.
manipulate these sounds and stretch them and whatnot to kind of
Yeah.
make drums out of them or whatever.
Wait, what was the kick drum?
I think it was just hit like one of the balls getting hit.
Yeah.
I think that was the obvious play. I think
Obvious.
there was a goose screaming or like whatever. I'm like can't even think of what a goose yelling or what goose.
Ah! Yeah, that was bad. That was
Yeah. Like a crow. But I ended up like looping it in simpler and making like a synth kind of noise out of it or whatever.
Mhm.
Like that was like how I made like the whatever. I don't even remember the song at this point. It's been like a couple of years, but
Yeah, I wanted to ask if we could find it because I couldn't find it.
I think it's on. Hold on, let me see. Since we're on the computer, let me go on YouTube on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me find this real quick.
Unbelievable though. I know when I saw that I was like, okay. There probably was some like, hitting it out of the sand trap and like maybe a
Yeah,
rough,
there were those
like,
kinds of sounds too. It was pretty much anything you could think of that you would hear on a golf course, like someone yelling for.
Holy
Like
shit.
all these weird sounds. A lot of them weren't even used because it was like kind of corny, like almost too corny to use, Here, one sec. I'm gonna pull up this.
Oh man.
Sounds of golf.
I can imagine the cart girl getting involved too, hopefully. Like, you boys need some drinks?
Yeah, 100%. I think I got it. If
Let's
I
go.
send it to you, could you play it like on?
Yeah, send it to me. We'll do a little cut.
Okay.
Go ahead now, hit that. You can get that 7-wood up. Oh wow, that did go high.
Go ahead now, hit that.
Let's see it, Emmy, hit that.
Go ahead now, hit that. Go 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 ahead now, hit that.
Let me share. I'm just gonna drop it in our email thread. So funny.
That's amazing.
Such a random thing to like pop up. Like that's one of those things where because everyone like when you're in the music scene, it's like a thing where you never really know where paths are gonna lead you.
Is this you DJing?
Yeah, dude.
Bro, this has 1.46 million views. Are you fucking kidding me?
So they set me up to like fire these. I had to like I produced the song, and then they had me deconstruct it, and I had to like fire off these fucking things on a beat pad. And I actually before that, I think it was with an Ableton Push.
Yeah.
Before that, I had never used it, and they were like, yeah, you should like fire all this stuff off with like the beat pad. It'll look way cooler on the commercial or whatever. Um, so I had to like quickly scramble and figure out how to fuck to use this thing. But
Holy shit.
yeah, it ended up turning out pretty okay.
Wow. Holy shit. We'll
Yeah.
we'll have my editor cut that in because I want to watch that later in full.
Yeah, for sure.
That's unreal. That was probably one of the best first. I knew when I was like doing my research on you and I found this, I was like, God, it's a fucking nugget. The masters just
Yeah,
happened.
oh, yeah.
Like this is, and it's like truly unbelievable. Like talk about challenging your creativity as a producer.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta definitely think outside of the box for that.
Have you ever dropped it in a set, Max? Be honest.
Can't say that I have, and can't say that I probably will, unless it blows up on TikTok and I'm forced to play it live.
Yeah.
Like, look at this asshole fucking DJing a golf commercial.
Dude, hey man, the agents, they're gonna find out now. You gotta watch out.
I know, shit.
This
Oh,
might be
man.
one of those parts you actually have to cut out. We started off great, and you're like, dude, actually, no, I
Yeah,
can't,
we're like-
I can't let this go viral.
So
Oh my
funny.
god, that's amazing, bro.
So funny, yeah. It was a fun
Hilarious.
experience though. It was actually it was a really cool experience, and it was cool for Chris to Chris and his wife Lindsay to hook that up and set that up for me.
Man, you never know where somebody's gonna end up with
Seriously.
relationships.
Seriously, now he does like I know he does all the marketing for Tech Deck and like
Tech Deck? Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
yeah, Tech Deck, and then I know he does a bunch of stuff with Puma now as well, Puma Golf. So he's hooked it up for Puma commercials for me as well.
Dude,
Puma swag, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it's cool dude. Nice guy.
who's to say that you have to be a touring DJ to make it as a producer in the music industry? Right there, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, people. Think about it. You know what I want to hear? Fucking NASCAR F1 track. Would that be
Yeah.
dubstep or techno or like a fusion? I don't even know.
100%. F1. Yeah.
F1.
I got into F1 so much when I started watching that. I know everyone did because it's the Netflix show, dude.
Dude,
That show's so sick.
Max, I literally watched it. My younger brother loves it. I had a gig last weekend. It ended at 1 a.m. and he made us leave right away to go catch the qualifiers. And we made it with like 30 seconds to go. And there's like 5 guys there all clapping, blacked out. And I'm like, what is this
Yeah, what's
environment?
going on?
What
Yeah.
is this? I mean, it's pretty sick. Like you can't deny that.
Yeah. It's been cool like watching all the different teams and like you get to like know each one of the drivers, you know?
Yeah.
It's a cool podcast or not podcast, cool show.
Yeah, dude, it is a dope show. And I mean, who would have thunk? Like it's always been out there too. Huge.
Yeah.
But
I think the thing is for a lot of people is it's like I think watching the actual race is boring for people.
yeah.
But I think, obviously when they dive into like the drama of the team and like the people and
Yep.
how everything works, that's what like, hooks people.
Yeah, absolutely. Always the drama. That's what we love.
Yep. Yep.
We love the drama.
We love the Pete Davidson, Kim K.
Oh,
Fucking, we love the Will Smith. We don't
We
gotta
love
get
it.
into that though.
we love it. No, that's
Yeah.
that's another podcast for another time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you were talking about your
people love
parents
it.
a little bit earlier. You were raised golfing, but you didn't mention. Did you mention where you actually grew up?
No. So I grew up in area called San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know kind of
I do. I have a day job in logistics actually, and I've shipped and picked up out of there actually.
Oh, sick.
It's out there though a little bit, right?
It
If
is
I
out
remember?
there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I technically didn't grow up in San Luis Obispo. I grew up in an outskirts kind of town called Templeton.
Wow, little town.
Yeah. Little town. It was like 8,000 people.
Holy shit, dude! How many people were in your high school?
800, I think.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's like the whole
Yeah.
town though, basically. All the kids.
Yeah,
are in the
yeah,
same
literally
place.
the whole town. So I went to high school
Wow.
there, but I kind of grew up there's a bunch of like surrounding small towns in San Luis Obispo as a whole.
Right.
There's Morro Bay, Cayucas, all like kind of the beachy towns, Avila Beach,
Yeah.
which is a popular area. And yeah, I was there until I was 22,
Mhm.
and then moved straight from there to Vegas. Culture shock.
Jesus, bro.
Yeah. 8,000 people to the strip.
That is quite the
Yeah.
transition. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously a lot must have transpired in between then. Small school. Now, California, of course, like always has a rich music culture. Did you ever visit LA or San Francisco and stuff
Yeah,
together
yeah.
when you
So
first got exposed?
yeah, I'd already started like touring a bit.
Okay.
I was starting to do shows when I was like 17, 18.
Right.
Um, and was kind of already traveling everywhere in a sense.
Mhm.
But I was just living, at home with my parents, would come back and
Right.
come back to Templeton. But yeah, ended up here in Vegas.
It's crazy, man. Did you have any friends that were producing or DJing?
Yeah, so Mac J also grew up in Slow.
Did he? Dude,
Yeah,
I was gonna get around to this because I know you guys collaborated a lot in your
yeah,
early days in Big Room. Mac
yep.
J was when he released that track with Hardwell. I'm blanking on the name of it.
Countdown.
Countdown,
Yeah,
dude.
that was a game changer song for him for sure.
Forever.
That
Like
song went off.
off, bro.
Yeah,
Off.
yep,
I mean, I
yep,
remember hearing that at festivals. That came out like right in the peak of Hardwell blowing up and Big Room and everything. And
yeah.
he was on the precipice, man. That's awesome. I did
He
not know
was.
that though. That's so cool.
Yeah, so he grew up. I think he went to San Luis Obispo High School.
Hmm.
And it's funny, we actually didn't link up. This is a really kind of crazy story.
Yeah.
We didn't meet up just like normally, whatever, like through like high school friends or like through mutual friends or whatever.
Right.
Um, my mom's doctor was his dad, and I had no idea about this for forever. And then she's like, "Yeah, my doctor's son like produces and DJs, and I know you like to do that too. Like maybe like you can exchange info or something at some point." And then that never happened, and I started just following him just to like kind of see what he was doing because that
Yeah.
was the first time I'd heard about him.
Right.
And I saw that he was doing a remix contest for his Lil Jon. Uh, I forget the name of the song. It was like fuck, what was it?
Dude, let's get fucked up.
Let's get fucked up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you and Riggy and Piros fucking snapped on those remixes, bro. I remember that shit.
That's crazy. Remember that?
Yes, very
So
much so, bro.
I just fucking submitted my remix in this competition that he did.
That's how it happened. Holy shit.
And he didn't know I was from Slow and picked the fucking remix. And then we met in LA because like one of the things to like one of the prizes is to open for him in LA. This was like one of the first shows I ever did.
How old were
And
you?
I think it was 17. Yeah. Yeah, they had to like I wasn't even allowed to hang out. Like I had to
Yeah.
like leave after my set. type thing. I had a few of those scenarios even here in Vegas too before I was 21. Like
Yeah.
I would get ushered in by like 5 security guards like fully surrounding me. Everyone thought I was like fucking Justin Bieber walking into the club, dude. They were like, "Who is that guy?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm just fucking so young. I gotta leave. Like,
Yeah, I
can't
gotta
hang
go."
out." Yeah. I would like go play the set, and then they would just like right when I was done, there was no like hanging out or anything. It was like come here, get out type thing.
Holy shit, man. Yeah, that's a bit
Yeah.
intense. I remember hearing about that before Martin Garrix turned 21 too.
Yeah, I think he was dealing with the same type of thing. I
Hey,
wasn't obviously on that level because I was on the opener level.
somebody thought you were though.
Someone, hey, that's all that counts. Everyone at the club thought that I was on that level,
Yeah.
but I was really just so young.
That's crazy though, man. I mean, to be that
Yeah.
young and like performing, let alone like having success in music, was that like tough for you or exciting? What was it? What was it like?
Yeah, it was really exciting and like I'd always like kind of I would just like lay in bed at night and like manifest this shit. Like dude, I was like so focused on it.
That's amazing.
to make it happen, to
Yeah.
like do shows and like release music. And I think just all the manifestation actually paid off. I mean, obviously, being in studio every single day for 10 hours a day helped too. Like
Yeah.
really just forcing it and canceling like plans, and if my friends were doing stuff, I'd be like, I mean, I would go hang out as much as I could, but I would also like try to like still like,
Yeah.
keep my head down and push as hard as I could.
Yeah. Max Styler became real at a pretty young age, right? I mean, like, do you remember when you were like, I'm going to do this? Were you 15, 16?
Yeah, I think um the first release was the first official release on Dim Mak was 2014, I think, or 2015. It was 2015. It was the Badman record with Autoerotique.
Bro, you're forgetting about We Can Be Free in 2014 off K Theory Music.
Okay. I didn't know you
Uh-huh.
were gonna go that deep, but
Yeah, bro. Come on now.
yeah, so I knew back then that I was serious about it, and those guys
Yeah.
are really cool too. I haven't heard from them for a little while, but I remember sending them music, very early on, and they were trying to help me out and give me, some cool production tips and all this kind of stuff. So shout out to K Theory. It's been a minute, but
That's awesome.
yeah, that was my first ever official release on their label. I think it was just K Theory Music.
Yeah.
Um,
This is a massive trap song too, bro. Like it was like big room trap. Like I thought I was a big Max Styler fan. I hadn't heard this one before though. I went to your Beatport. I'm gonna reveal a secret. You go to the Beatport, you find the first track you can find. Also, I went deep on your SoundCloud too, like all the way back. You had some SoundCloud remixes. I can't remember what they were, but they were fucking snappers too.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I was doing like all sorts of trap stuff in the beginning, and like I started doing trance, and then I was like super into Matt Zoe for a minute.
Language?
Not even for a minute. I'm still a huge Matt Zoe fan, but like when I was first getting into it, like die hard Matt Zoe and Venus Beats, like Elon Bluestone type shit,
Okay.
very into that kind of stuff, and then ended up somehow on a trap kick for a minute.
How do you
don't
not?
remember how I got into that.
It's so, dude, that time I was like a huge Yellow Claw fan. I still am. Like,
yeah.
Massive, right? And like when Flosstradamus Original Dawn came out, I remember I was in college, and it just like changed the energy of a party, and like listening to it with your homies. It was just like amazing. Like that big room trap period of time from like,
yeah, it was great.
2013 to 2015.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It was fun. That shit was.
I just think of Carnage. When I think of big room trap, my mind instantly just goes to Carnage.
Yeah, absolutely. I miss that Carnage sometimes, man.
I know, dude. He's on that house kick now.
He is, but you know what? I can't hate because he's dropping Hood Poly, and I'm like, all right,
yeah.
No problem, bro. Yeah, here's some more demos.
Yeah, it's great. He's doing good shit.
Yeah, I love it. I think he's kind of easy to talk shit about because he is so big and is a shit talker, right? But like, dude, whatever. Like he's playing people's music, and I think a lot of big DJs can't say the same. Like
for sure.
I had this conversation with DJ Susan recently, and like the key to blowing up, one of the major keys is like having big DJs play your music. Like this happened for you with Badman, right? Like this track was heard around the world, bro. All right, let's check out one of Styler's biggest hits. This one's called Badman with Autoerotique on Dim Mak.
Get down low. Get down
And the Toro remix too, like those two paired together, like the Max Styler name was out there, right?
Yeah.
And in house sometimes, like Fisher's Ultra main stage set, like had a lot of IDs, but no DJ Susan or Max Styler or like underground guys, right? But in my opinion, we're making that shit, bro, that could be dropped there. But no diss on Fisher. I think he's great, but like, that's that key. And I think that's one of the reasons why you blew up pretty quick, because that track caught steam on the main stages, right?
Yeah. The main stage was the time for that song. It definitely, the original version we thought was gonna just absolutely crush, which it did on main stages. A lot of people were playing that record out, but then the Autoerotique remix came along. I remember like listening to that for the first time, and I was like, whoa, this is like a totally original song just with our little like vocal sample. Like it was barely even a remix. Like it was a fully original song, you know, with a little bit of our vocal sample in it.
Yeah.
And that one really took off.
Really took
off. There was something infectious about the way they manipulated that vocal sample.
For sure. It crazy, man. And like this was a crazy time for you too, because you were just talking about your first track 2015, you said. It was really 2014 though. I got you.
Yeah.
But this was a really interesting time for you because you're producing a lot of different types of music, right? Like I'm gonna get you with a fucking flashback right now. Show you how with Kara. This was future based, bro. Skyline with Felmax, straight up hard trap, like like let's go. Aftershock EP with Dev, you had both progressive and big room on it, and I think you'll be the first person to state a lot of different styles here, right? In combination with the autoerotic. So many. I was honestly so lost. I loved so many different kinds of the music. Right. Like I was just in love with dance music and electronic music in general. Yeah. And my influencers were fucking everywhere. Like it's just like how it was for me. I was young. I was figuring out how to do all this shit, learn and you know, whatnot, and it kind of, you know, showed in the music I released. Yeah, absolutely. And to me, as a fan of the music, as a fan of you, and as a fellow producer, it's obvious that you were having fun though, right? Because these were all objectively very well produced tracks, right? It's not like, oh, I'm making trap, but I'm going to try big room, but it's not as high of quality. Like these were all good tracks. I'm like, what's fucking lane is he going down? I can't. Thanks, they're all great, but I think it's a really, really important, you know, I'm going to say it a few times, chapter in the Max Styler discography, bro. Those 2014 to 2016, because in 2017 to 2019, this was a really, really special time for you because you are blowing up with a lot of your massive tracks, right? Like you're getting great gigs at this point too. You're releasing on labels like Armada, Big Beat, Mad Decent, Dim Mak, of course, who I know you have a great relationship with, and Spinnin. And before we get into the tracks, right, like you just mentioned, you didn't really know what you were doing. You know, you loved a lot. Yeah. Did you think this is an important moment? I'm blowing up right now. Do I have to pick a lane? Do you remember what you were thinking in the studio? I think I remember just kind of thinking to myself that I can just be the guy that does, you know, a bunch of different kind of genres and which is possible. Which and you know, some guys do that. I know Nitty Gritty, you know, does that. He's an incredible producer. He dives into any lane and fucking crushes it. Absolutely. But that kind of stopped for me once I really got into house music. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nah, this is for me. this is my shit. But I was definitely all over the place for a while there. But I was enjoying it. You know, like you said, I was loving, you know, everything. For sure. It was fun to produce all those different styles. Absolutely, man. And I'm glad you're so humble about it too, right? Like you were just enjoying the process. And there are two tracks that I really want to discuss because in my opinion, they're more of the emotional and colorful side of Max Styler. Heroes featuring, is it Nev or Nevi? Oh yeah, I think it's Neve or Nev. I actually don't know for sure. Okay, cool. Me neither. It's just hilarious because I did a fucking for sure. And all your love. I think I'm almost positive it's Neve. Okay, Neve. Positive. Shout out Neve. We love you. Great track. Yeah. Heroes is like a really fun Quinn XEII / Louis the Child type good vibe track. All Your Love is a super unique like future bass and house style. Yeah. Both of these tracks fun to listen to in a car, dance at a festival, put on at a pregame. I mean, like I said, there's a colorful, soulful part of you coming out. You just said it, the house music version of yourself. But this was the in between, really, before we got to the Let Me Take You There era, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So the All Your Love record for me was like a kind of a pivotal song for me.
I know you guys are going to love this one. It's called All Your Love by Max Styler on Dim Mak. Right, let's go.
Yeah, that was like the one for me where I was like trying to blend my past sound because, well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
All Your Love, completely just lost my train of thought.
That's all right. It happens.
We're gonna have to cut it.
No, we're not. We're human, bro. We're human. I'm talking about All Your Love because it led you into the next level for yourself.
Yeah. So I was always really hooked on the future bass stuff.
Yeah.
And this was already where I was starting to really get into house music.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to think to myself, how can I blend my sound that I'm currently doing to start to kind of go into like this houseier kind of lane, you know?
Yeah.
So that's where All Your Love kind of came in, and it was honestly a future bass song, but at like I think it was 126 or right around that, you know, range.
Yeah.
So it was all like the sounds of future bass, but with house tempo.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there was a lot of people doing that at that time.
No, not at all.
And that
one
song,
or the other.
Yeah, that song did like get some pretty decent amount of support, and people were really loving that. I probably should have made a few more like it, but like it was at the time I was like, I did it and I'm gonna like move on and keep trying new things.
Mm-hmm.
I've always like felt weird kind of redoing in a sense songs.
Yeah, man.
I know that's like definitely a formula for some artists where they find one thing that works and then they make 10 songs that sound exactly the same.
It's kind of happening right now, unfortunately, for a lot.
Yeah, true. I mean, it always happens. But yeah, so that was definitely a pivotal song for me, where I tried to kind of blend the past stuff that I was doing kind of more with this new vision that I had,
mm-hmm.
For house music. And then I went on to make the Feel It EP. I think Let Me Take You There was on that EP as well.
Yeah. All right, let's check this one out together. It's called Let Me Take You There by Max Styler featuring Laura White on Dim Mak.
Everybody needs somebody. We can make it on our own. Turning up late at the party, ain't going home. I took some time out, I know what I'll do. And I got this feeling inside. I want you. Oh, let me take you there. Take you to the place that you'd rather be. I can take you there.
yeah.
no beating around the bush. Like, Feel It and Let Me Take You There featuring Laura White. Like, it's just good house music, man. Like, they're filled with good energy and soul. Like, these tracks are some of your biggest for a reason. And like, even getting to know you right now and listening to him as a fan, like, I could just tell you were coming into your own and just fucking loving the music you were making.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I was definitely on a high there for sure.
Yeah, that's
It was-
awesome, man. That's what
yeah.
it's all about, bro. Like, for any producers out there, I mean, it can be so difficult to feel like, what is my Let Me Take You There? I mean,
Yeah.
you made 10 songs to get to that point, right? They're like, slowly you went this way, this way, this way.
Oh
and
yeah.
like,
I mean,
oh,
dude,
this is it.
hundreds of songs.
Hundreds of songs.
Thousands of fucking songs, dude.
Thousands of
So
songs.
many. Yeah. Yeah, it's a journey to get to where, like to where you really feel comfortable and know like where you want to be sonically.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy that was out 3 years ago, bro? Like, looking back
Yeah.
now, I mean, that track still does well live. I play it all the time. That is on my USB. Let me take you
Let
there.
me take you there. No shit.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. It's
That's
so
awesome.
versatile. It's a great track to kind of like pivot the energy if you want, or just like break it
Yeah.
up a little bit with some vocals. Do you still
Yeah,
drop
yeah,
it
yeah.
live?
What's that?
Do you still drop it live?
I play remixes of it because it's a little too
It's poppy.
poppy for my sets
Yeah.
now. But I do love the Casey Lights remix and I do love
Yeah.
the Sammy Porter remix.
Yes.
Both of those, it's interesting. Like, I'll play the Casey Lights remix if it's like an outdoor venue,
Mhm.
and I'll play the Sammy Porter remix if it's like an indoor, like clubby type thing.
Oh,
They're
I
like,
like
very,
that.
they're very different. One's like a very festival-y kind of remix.
Yeah.
The other one's like fucking let's do all the drugs and just go so hard.
I love it, man. That must be so
Yeah.
much fun to have like not only like one sick remix, but a sick remix package come out with that. There wasn't there like 5 or 6 that came out?
Yeah, Sonder did one, Sammy
Yep.
Porter, Casey Lights, and Artie. Artie. I mean, it was crazy to get him to do one too. He's fucking trance legend.
Legend, bro.
Yeah.
I love his new project, Alpha
Yeah.
1 too. It's like,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I have
He's
a funny
great
story.
producer.
I have a funny story about Artie actually.
Let's hear it.
So, he doesn't know this. I know it because the story happened to me. I played Electric Zoo, New York.
Mhm.
I think it was 2017.
Yeah.
And I was set up for an interview with the SiriusXM BPM guys that day.
Yeah.
And I happened to have my hair dyed blonde then. And so did Artie. And if you go on Google Images or his Instagram or whatever the fuck, we look like fucking twins. And I did this fucking SiriusXM BPM interview for like 5 minutes, and they thought I was Artie for
Holy shit.
5 minutes. And then
Did
they
you
found
play
out
along?
that what's that?
Did you just play along?
I don't remember if I played along or not, but I knew that they thought that I was Artie,
Yeah.
and then they realized that it wasn't, and they felt so bad.
And fucking radio guys like, Artie, it's great to have you here.
Yeah.
We love your new music. How does it
Yeah.
feel to be in New York? And you're like,
You know what's funny though is like I can't even knock them because I fucking looked so identical. Like and I didn't even know it until after, but like we looked so similar. It's
that
so
is
funny.
So fucking funny, bro.
Yeah, and then 2 years later he's remixing one of my songs.
That's another full circle. You got a lot of full circle stories, don't you?
Yeah, they're funny random shit like that. Yeah.
Dude, the music industry is a funny place, honestly. It's like,
Yeah.
it's full of comedy and laughter when it really comes down to it.
Seriously. 100%. 100%.
Oh my god, that's funny. Thanks for sharing that story. We got to get that in
Yeah.
Artie's hands. I've had somebody on the podcast who knows Artie. I'm gonna send it to him. Let's get it in front of him. Let's go.
Perfect. I don't think he knows the story.
That is fucking hilarious. I mean, have you met him since then, or like know him at all?
Yeah, briefly.
Right.
I met him at it was actually in Denver. There was a festival there.
Nice.
And this was after he did the remix.
Nice.
And yeah, I was just like, "Hey, thanks for remixing the song," It was a quick, quick exchange, but
It happens.
yeah, It was good. It was nice to meet him finally.
Good guy.
Mhm.
Unreal, bro. Okay, so we've gotten all the way up until 2020, Max, and this is, I mean, currently in a new chapter, in my opinion, but this is my favorite chapter of Max Tyler, bro. Like the chapter turns, releasing again on Dim Mak, which I want to ask you about really quick because you've released a lot of music with them over the years
Yeah.
since your first days. Before we get into this, what's your relationship like with Dim Mak these days?
Yeah, so I signed with them when I was 18.
Whew.
They were the first people to support me, and Steve was the first person to kind of put me on, and like I was so excited. I was
Yeah.
like, let's do this.
Yeah.
I signed a huge deal with them, like so many records.
Yeah.
And I think it was, I think it was 40 records I signed with them when I was
Okay,
18.
I was gonna say it's been at least 40 records that you've released with them.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I just finished the record side of it. I think it was 2019 or 2020. I think I like finalized the deal.
Holy
Um,
shit.
Yeah, it was a long one, but it was always great. Like, I love everyone there. Steve's been a huge supporter of me for a long time.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we're still super close friends. Like he lives here in Vegas. I see him all the time.
Sick, dude. How's his
Yeah.
studio, bro? I've seen all those videos of it.
It's like it's the Neon Future Cave, dude. That's what I mean. It's like a fucking spaceship in there, dude. It's always like this bright white room, the craziest lights. Like it's like a full-blown spaceship. Everything's touch screen.
Oh, fuck, that's so sick. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
His whole house is just a giant like playground.
He deserves all the credit, man, because he is definitely someone who puts on for the younger generation, like we've talked about.
100%.
He exemplifies what it means to take being a DJ to being an entertainer.
Yeah.
Like say what you want, but he gets it, bro. He
does.
really fucking gets it. And
Yeah.
I've always looked up to him. And I think probably a lot of people have seen that documentary about him, but he is legitimately one of the hardest working people in the world, in my opinion. And
Yeah, not even in the music scene, dude. Like
in the world.
just in general, one of the hardest working people the hardest working person I know by far.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
definitely deserves all the success he's had for sure.
Yeah, he man, it's incredible. And why I brought up Dim Mak right now is because they've done such a great job of signing incredible house music, and not just underground tech house, right? Like different styles of house, and it's just awesome, bro. Like to have a label run by Steve Aoki and have that type of music like
Yeah.
released, that's inspiring as fuck, dude.
Mhm.
Like to be a young gun that'd be like, oh, how do I get on Spinnin? How do I get on Toolroom? It's like, dude, you can get on Dim Mak, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's possible. And I just think that's so cool. And I look up to him in a lot of different ways just because of the role model that he is and the label that he runs and the brand that he's built. It's so dope.
Yeah, man, 100%. He's built a fucking empire with that,
Yeah, he's
and
just getting started still too, I feel like.
I know. I think he still tours like 300 dates a year, 250 to 300. Dude, I don't know how, like, because I know he doesn't even sleep that much, like, and he's like the Energizer Bunny. He like just flips this switch and he just goes. It's like, yeah, I mean, I've toured with him a bunch, and
Yeah.
like, we did a China run like 3 years ago or so,
Mhm.
and it was brutal, like, because we had to be on, it was a flight tour, and it was all over mainland China for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Holy shit.
And I would sleep like 3 or 4 hours a night, and then the lobby call would be like, whatever asshole fucking made these flights, like we'd be up till, because when you're up to clubs, you're up till 3-4 a.m.
Later usually.
And then the next morning they're like, all right, lobby call 8 a.m. And I'm like, fuck you, whoever booked these flights.
God,
Yeah, and it was like that for a few weeks. So definitely, and he somehow he just like I know he's tired, but like he just doesn't. He can function fully, and he like doesn't get like. I don't know. It's crazy. It's
Max,
crazy.
he's reached another level of human, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
I really don't know what else to say. Like,
yeah.
he has achieved like what it's like to be mentally tough. I think that's probably it, right? Like
Yeah.
physically he's very fit and he's super well known for that, and I love that because I love exercise and being healthy and stuff. But
Yeah.
to be on that level, like mentally, I mean, it's some fucking David Goggins shit, bro. You know David Goggins, like
Yeah. Yep. That guy's Instagram always makes me laugh.
Same, bro. I'm like, dude, chill out, man.
I'm a fucking pussy. It's like he's running like he's literally running from like San Luis Obispo to New York in like 10 minutes, and he's like, "Don't be a fucking bitch." Like I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah. Hey. Approaching 30 here, David. I'm doing my best.
Like I'm good, dude. You do you. You go off, but I'm fine.
You do you.
That dude is the Steve Aoki of fucking marathon running.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah. David Aoki.
David Aoki. The things we figure out on this podcast, man. It's a pleasure to be here in this moment with you. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, bro. Shout out to Steve Aoki. Shout out to Dim Mak.
Shout out to David Goggins.
Shout out to David Goggins, of course, absolutely. Let's shout out Joe Rogan while we're at it too. Why not?
Why not?
So back to your music, man. We did just mention Toolroom. You had an incredible release on Toolroom. Realm, Gorgon City's label. I love that track. Glasgow Underground, Incorrect. Anthony Atala. Shout out to Anthony. How was that Miami party, by the way? Susan told me that you had to cancel, and then you did come.
Cancel. I had to cancel. I was gonna come, and then I didn't come. It was like a roller coaster of a day.
Fuck.
So the curfew whole thing that popped up like really last minute.
Yeah. Like day before.
Yeah. Switched the set. They had to switch up their set times, and my flight was getting in at 10:30 at night, and my set time originally was, I think, like 3 to 5 a.m. And I was like, I'll book a 10:30 flight, get there late, like it's fine.
Right.
And then I wake up that morning, Anthony's like calling me, he's like super bummed. He's like, fuck. Here's the deal. There's this curfew, and now we have to shift everything back to, I think it was like 6 to 12.
Yeah.
And my flight wasn't landing till 10:30. And then I would have to land, get my bags, go to, I just wouldn't have worked. So I was like, all right, I'll just cancel my flight. Super, super bummed. And then he texts me like 2 hours later, and it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon here in Vegas. And he's like, yo, curfew doesn't apply for us tonight. We're good to roll, like same set times. I'm like, fuck, my flight's canceled. Like, and I'm like looking, I'm like, can I, maybe I'll just like fuck it and just book another flight.
Shotgun it, yeah, fuck it.
Shotgun. Zero. Nothing from anywhere. You couldn't even fly out from like LAX. Not that I was gonna do that, but like you couldn't fly out. I was just curious at that point because there was
for sure.
Like zero, nothing, no flights at all.
That's heartbreaking, bro.
Yeah, it sucked. So unfortunately didn't get to play the Treehouse Miami thing. But yes, Anthony Atala, Incorrect, one of the best dudes I know. Amazing label, such a fucking cool guy.
Yeah.
And he's been a very big supporter and for me with shifting over to house music and yeah, he's awesome.
He's great, man. He lives in Chicago, as I'm sure you know. And I'm actually doing an in-person interview with him in a few weeks, and I'm so excited.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a pillar in Chicago and house music in general. What he's done with Incorrect is incredible. It's special because the music that comes out on there, bro, is like fucking top tier, like creme de la creme, bro. It may not be the most well known by society standards, but we all know in the industry, like Incorrect is like primo.
Oh yeah, total primo. Yeah, everyone loves that label.
Everyone, that's a DJ Tool label, honestly. That's
It
exactly
is.
what it is. Like, I would
Yeah.
download, I think I have 80% of his releases. Like,
Yeah.
they all just work, dude. And
Yeah.
that's why I think he's so
It's
great.
it's like a highly respected label.
Yeah, exactly. Highly respected for sure.
Yeah.
He's a fucking G, bro. But
Yeah.
like I was saying, man, like I believe now we're getting the most polished, creative, and real version of you yet. Like, if you think back to what we were talking about in the early days, we've got the power and energy, bro, of your early trap and big room days. Like, there's something in Max Tyler tracks like that. I'm like, whoa, like there's that kick, but it's not all the way. And the soulful and raw emotions of the Let Me Take You There era, bro, combined with years of production, thousands of songs, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
how do you feel in the studio now compared to like the early days or maybe even halfway?
Yeah, so I mean, now I go in with a vision,
Mm-hmm.
whereas like, I've got, X amount of acapellas to work with that singers will send me, or just
Okay.
like, that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
I'll start building out melodies. And it's really great knowing and having a vision finally, knowing how I want a song to sound in my head
Yeah.
before making it.
Yeah.
And just having like, I keep saying it, but having this like kind of vision,
Yeah.
or before laying anything down. Whereas before it was just like, I would just find cool sounds that I liked and kind of would arrange them all and place it all in. And yeah, I guess that's the kind of difference now, is just having a different mindset towards production.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think you really could not have said it better. You have a vision, like,
Yeah,
because you know what you like. And I think like you still have a soft spot in your heart for all those types of music, right?
100%. Yeah, I love everything that I've done in the past, and I love all those different styles. Like it's all electronic music. It's all great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me, like everything there is like, um, you know, just a little taste of what I really love, which is, house music. So
Absolutely, bro. It's
yeah.
amazing. And if it was up to me and we had all the time in the world, I would ask you about every single one of your tracks from this era. But I think you're going to like this because what I want to ask about are your collabs with LA Riots, bro. Because
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you know this, you probably do. But one of the reasons I want to talk about this, because back in 2016, you were both part of Rain Man's Bring Back the Summer remix package. Okay. His
Yeah.
remix was an insane drum and bass track, and yours was a massive trap remix.
Yeah.
Fast forward to 2021.
And we're
You
just
got,
going and collabing.
bro, Run with Brux on Toolroom. Get ready for a heater. This one's called Run with LA Riots and Brux on Toolroom Records. Underground tech house. That track is insane. I call
Fuck yeah,
that
thanks,
Love
man.
on Realm. And I promise you on Bambosa, bro, like y'all are making underground hits. And
Thanks, dude.
isn't it cool? I mean, it must be cool for you guys to like have gone through similar trajectory,
Yeah,
like
totally.
found where you are now. Cause LA Riots is incredible.
Yeah, he's super talented, not only production wise, but DJing. Like, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but his DJ chops, second to none.
He's
Like
chopping? Oh shit, I didn't know that.
insane, dude. Like he's so talented at DJing.
Holy shit.
And yeah, so my manager started managing him, I think it was during COVID,
Mhm.
and really got us to properly link up.
Okay, awesome.
And we hit it off instantly. Like we had very similar tastes in the style of music that we were into then.
Right.
And we just started sending a bunch of ideas back and forth. And I think every song that we worked on got signed.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, we didn't do a single song that didn't get signed together, which was amazing.
So cool. That doesn't happen every time.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Bro. Is his name? His name's Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel.
Shout out to Daniel, man.
Shout
That's
out Daniel. I'm actually gonna be with him on Friday in Hawaii. We have we're doing like this co-headline type deal. It's funny, both of us were like, dude, I don't care who headlines it. Let's just figure it out when we get there.
Yeah.
And the venue hit us up today. They're like, no, we need to know like who's getting like what set time so we can like post about it. We're like, fine. So we literally just like flipped a coin today.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll pick heads, and then slammed it. He had heads, so I'm gonna open for him.
Oh, that's a healthy friendship, though.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like both of us didn't care. We're like, dude, let's just coin flip it and see what happens.
Going to Hawaii with your boy.
Yeah.
That's
it'll be a good time. Yeah.
Honolulu.
Yeah.
Dude, have you DJ'd there before?
Yes.
What's it like?
It's pretty cool. The Republic I've DJ'd once, which is the main club on the island there.
Mm-hmm.
Great crowd, amazing club, run by really good people. DJ'd there, crazy. I think it was 2016 or 15 with the Chainsmokers.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and
damn.
Yeah, that's the first time I met those guys. And that was before Selfie came out, I think.
Yeah. I think it came out in 2016. They had like that small.
It was right before
remix.
Selfie came out. I'm almost positive it was right before Selfie came out.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I opened for them there at Republic, and then the next time I went out, I did it was a headline thing at this place called Hawaiian Brian's, which is like,
fuck yeah.
It's a little more underground, but it was a solid, really cool club.
Yeah.
And then this is I might be forgetting another time, but this is either my third or fourth time playing there.
That's awesome, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah. This is my fourth time. I was there with Aoki a while ago too, I think.
I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. I mean, it's obviously pretty Americanized. It is America.
Yeah, it depends on where you are. Honolulu is very touristy.
Okay.
But if you go to places like Maui, it's a little, little different, little like more slow, like moving, chill.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, it's an awesome place. It's a really, really cool place to be.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, safe travels to you out there, bro.
Thank you.
Sick. That's gonna be sick. Have fun with Daniel too. Damn.
Yeah.
I wish I was coming. That sounds fucking fun. One day, baby, we're gonna go on a world tour. Me, you, and DJ Susan. Let's go.
Dude, we gotta fucking make that happen for sure.
Dude, I was just about to ask you. Let me help you get to Chicago if that's not helping or if not happening already. We gotta make that happen.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, I think there's a couple things that are being talked about right now for Chicago, but I don't think anything is set in stone.
Okay. Well, let me know if you need some handshakes. I'll kiss some babies and sign some tits if you need, bro. Whatever.
My guy.
I got you, bro. I'm fucking rolling out the red carpet for DJ Susan this summer. He's got like 4 gigs. I'm like, is that enough?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I've been talking with Anthony. I'm trying to do something with one of his parties in Chicago, or
that's
trying to get something going. I definitely want to come out to Chicago.
Dude, and we're doing a lot of stuff with Hood Poly in Chicago too, so we can just book you as the headliner like at that point too, because actually with Anthony we're doing a Hood Poly stage takeover on this boat party, and Susan is headlining the Incorrect party on the roof, so it's like we can do some serious collaborations, bro. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, dude, let's do it. I'm super down.
Let's go. I'm fired up right now. God damn. Wait, real quick, I just said DJ Susan. We got to talk about your Hood Poly release, Hot Flash, and your DJ Susan collab coming over. This was within 2 weeks of each other, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
It is likely you will actually get a Hot Flash when listening to this track, so warning is out there. This one's called Hot Flash by Max Styler on Hood Politics Records.
When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever.
time to be alive, man. What was it like
What a time.
releasing on Hood Poly and collabing with Steven, bro? On Sink or Swim too. One of the best releases they've had.
Thanks, dude. Obviously incredible. Everyone knows this. Susan is the nicest guy in the tech house, whatever scene. Everything, he's the guy. Everyone knows it. Amazing.
Yeah.
Has an awesome label, Hood Politics. It's been, incredible. There you go. It's been incredible in working with them. You and the team with releasing these songs. They've had a great reaction both times. The Hot Flash record and the Feel Good edit.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it's been incredible. The Sink or Swim release, I think. I'm trying to remember what song came out first. If it was Hot Flash or
I think it was actually Coming Over and then Hot Flash.
Okay, gotcha.
Because Hot Flash is like one of our best streaming songs. And it's
hell
like,
yeah.
It's one of your I mean, you have a lot of like milli plus, but like that's it's like not that easy to get a good streaming traditional tech house song.
It's not, no, because it's more club music, people
exactly
just up in the club.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what we released.
The sample definitely helped that song push the streaming for sure.
Yeah.
And it was fun for me too with that one because it's like I knew that everyone was kind of doing the the 90s R&B stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to think of, something that I liked that was really old. I was like thinking like, all right, what's something that I could flip that's like fucking dirt old?
Dirt old, yeah.
And I'm like scouring and like trying to think back and like looking through like old iTunes stuff that I bought like a long time ago.
Yeah.
I found the Peggy Lee Fever record, and I was like, oh, dude, this would be sick to redo.
It's
yeah, and then ended up. I think Susan was the first person I sent it to for that one.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, let's do a Hood Poly release. That was the first Hood Politics release I'd had, so never done one with them before. It felt like the right home, being that you guys do all those edits and your edit releases are awesome. So
thank you.
Yeah, did that and then Coming Over came out 2 weeks later. That wasn't planned either. That was just like chance.
That's the thing about Hood Poly, that we try and be flexible. I think you've probably dealt with this a lot. You send a song to a label and they're like, great, we love it, it'll be out next year, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But Poly is like, yo, I keep some slots open. We release one track every single week at least, max. Like, not including the edits, like originals every single week. And what we try and do is like, you never know when creation strikes, right? Like, I don't know when that you finish that song, but we always try and leave some room throughout the year, because
for like any magic that pops up.
Bro, we're all producers, like, and I know a lot of labels are run by producers, but we know that like, oh shit, this song needs to be out ASAP. You know what I mean? Like that feeling. So that's what we kind of try and do a little bit differently, is like, we want to be easy to work with. We want to release great music. We don't want to have any barriers. And it might be a double-edged sword in some regards, right? But dude, it's awesome. And like, that track came out at such a great time and it still does really well. I hope you know that it is a top 10 Hood Poly classic, bro. We have a running list, and that will always be in the top 10. Absolutely.
That's amazing, man. That's awesome.
It's an honor, man. You let me or Susan know when you got some more music you want to send to us.
100% will. Yeah, definitely.
Let's go, baby.
I'll send you all my edits. We'll keep a flow of edits rolling.
Dude, Siley, listen to this, bro. I'm gonna reveal it to the world. We've talked about it a little bit. So they did the Daft Punk edit series, if you remember that last year.
Yes.
Right when Daft Punk retired, or whenever that was, 2 weeks later released this like 15 track package. That was
I remember that. There were some gems on there for sure.
Gems. We put the best of the best to work. Said, fucking, I'm commissioning you to do this shit. I'll give you some advanced lead time. But we all love dubstep and trap, and I know you do too. So we're gonna do a tech house edit pack of like Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites.
Oh,
and
shit,
like,
that's cool.
All like the old school shit,
Yeah.
make it club music, but like let's teeter totter that fucking line of like trap and dubstep and like underground. So
Yeah.
you want to be a part of it, bro? We got room.
Okay, sick. Yeah, I gotta see which old tracks that I'm a fan of to maybe dabble in.
Dude, I like you when you said you're running through your iTunes. I've always had iTunes, like since fucking iTunes was iTunes.
Yeah.
I have so much music in my fucking library, and I'll just like shuffle sometimes, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is a clean version. That's how long ago I got this
Yeah,
song,
for sure.
right?
Just me, or do you hate the new iTunes update?
Hate it.
I can't find shit, dude. It's so hard to find anything.
Dude, it's terrible.
And like I always am like having to like re-download songs now, weirdly.
Yep.
Like they're not just like in the library anymore. It's so weird. And when you search, it takes you to like a different window.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
It's like, why am I getting taken to a different window? Just keep me in the column view or whatever, you know?
Dude, it's ridiculous.
Weird.
Like I just did it the other day. I searched like Max Styler, and by the way, I have like 20 of your tracks. It was hilarious. There's a lot of edits out there, like mashups of Max Styler tracks that I forgot that I had, and I'm like, dude, this is fucking it actually. But I was like, I clicked on your name, and then it just goes to one of your songs, and I was like, what the fuck? Why can't I look at all the songs at once?
It's so weird. It's like some fucking idiot made a update at Apple and was like, I'm gonna make this as hard as possible for people to search for music.
Dude, we need Tim Cook and David Goggins to get in a room and see what happens.
100%.
The usability is gonna be there. I mean, come on now.
We just need David Goggins to call what's his name again? Tim
Cook.
We just need to get him in a room and have David Goggins just light his ass up. Dude, stop being a fucking pussy and fix your goddamn iTunes library. The Tech House DJs are mad.
We're really mad, dude. We're the only ones who use iTunes, for Christ's sake, Tim. Everybody else uses Spotify, okay?
Yeah. So bad, dude. I can't find anything.
Thank God you brought that up. I know. I figured I wasn't the only one, but yeah. Come on. Can we make it a little bit easier?
I know. Yeah, I just use Rekordbox now. Most of my library is in Rekordbox. I'm just like, I'll just search in Rekordbox now. It's way easier.
I used to be a diehard like iTunes playlist, then put it into Rekordbox.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
It was so easy.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Whoever needs to hear this, hear it.
Yeah. We'll just at Apple like on 10 different platforms when we post this.
I'm sure they'd love that. We got Sherman. Got Sherman the Booth on iTunes podcast one day, and it's off the next. That's all right. That's all right. Hilarious, bro. Okay, so last bit of music I want to talk about where you're at right now. Your sick collaborations with Friend Within that's released under a new alias, Atlantic Garden, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of questions I want to ask here, but first off, how did you guys meet, and why did you decide to start an alias versus releasing it as traditional collab?
So we never met, interestingly. I've always been a big fan of his.
Mm-hmm.
I love his track, the Renegade record that came out a long time ago.
Yeah.
I know he's helped on a bunch of Disclosure stuff in the past.
The Mechanism.
Yeah. He's a legend producer.
Yeah. Legendary mustache too.
Legendary mustache, the guy. And I sent him a couple records I started on, I think it was last year. And I was just kind of doing it in the hopes of doing a collaboration with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he loved them and, started to work on them and sent me back a few of the ideas after he worked on them. And then I think it was his manager that had the idea of like starting a project. And both of us like hadn't really thought of it yet. We were just like, we'll just do a couple tracks together.
Right.
And put them out. And yeah, we ended up just thinking it was an awesome idea. And we're like, all right, let's think of a name. And it's kind of, we went through like a bunch of random names. I don't remember right now, but like,
yeah.
We're separated by the Atlantic. So we're like, all right, Atlantic's gotta be in there somewhere.
Yep.
And then I don't remember if there was any meaning for garden. I think maybe it was just like a new thing blossoming type thing, or it could have also just been zero meaning at all. We just liked the word, and we're like,
Dude,
let's
it's
fucking,
such a great name,
yeah, let's
honestly.
just throw garden on at the end there. And yeah, now we've worked on a bunch of stuff. There's still a ton of stuff that we've worked on that's coming out. Needs to see the light of day. But yeah, it's been incredible working with him. We have like this like cool workflow. We're really quick together. I think both of us have produced for a long time.
Yeah.
Both of us have a lot of hours of Ableton staring under our belt.
Ableton staring.
Yeah. Lots of red-eyed, long
Yeah.
nights of red eyes.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just like have a good workflow together. And I think after the first two tracks, we knew that like we should do a lot more together. And
Yeah.
I think that was really the reason for starting the project together, is because like not everyone you work with you have like a really good workflow with. Like
Totally.
it's not always quick, or it's not always easy, where it's like he'll work on something and I'll love it instantly and not want to change anything, or I'll work on something and he'll love it and not want to change anything. It's like
Yeah.
that kind of relationships. We're like, all right, we gotta like lock this in and do a bunch of songs together and start a project, because also you don't want to release like a bunch of songs with
Yeah.
the same artist, I feel like, if you're
Yeah.
not gonna have a project together.
That's true. Very good.
I mean, I guess you can. I mean, it's totally fine to do that, but like it just feels better to like solidify it and start like a name together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Pick that lane for yourselves.
Yeah, and it opens us up to kind of pushing outside of our normal sounds for each of our projects too. Like we can kind of experiment and try some new things, which is fun.
Dude.
So
Fuck yes, man. And that is incredible, because you guys coming together is so dope. I mean, the Atlantic Garden EP, 3-track EP that, like I said to you, man, is pretty cutting edge. I mean, everything to me, you don't hear tracks like that every day, bro. You really don't. Oof, I know you guys are going to love this one. It's called Everything to Me by Max Styler and Friend Within, released under their moniker Atlantic Garden via Spinnin Deep.
Let me tell you something. You're everything to me.
That is one of those things that I always talk about. It's like, it's versatile in the sense where it's like, it tiptoes the line of this streams really well, I want to listen to this, and it goes off live, Max. I mean, that second where it's like, woo, whoa, whoa, boom, 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 boom. I always try and get the kick drums in my hand, and I can't ever fucking get it right. Because you know how cool you look as a DJ when you get the kick drums, right? Yeah, exactly.
Little fucking,
I'm like, God damn it, Styler, bro, make it a little easier for me. But I love that track. And the most recent one, Real Life, like, it's funky but dark, and it's authentic. And I mean, dude, I thought of this when I listened to it. It's almost like the same body as Atlantic Garden, but it's a different limb. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like one song is the left arm, another song is the fucking right foot or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Same body. I don't even know if this makes sense, but it does to me.
Yeah.
So
one thing that we do love a lot is melody. And there's not, in a lot of tech house and stuff that's being released, there's not like a ton of melody and I know that he has like a big trance influence. He loves like some older trance stuff.
Really?
And we kind of wanted to put those like together and mash them up. So that's why like Everything to Me, that song, it's got like this like very interesting like kind of Friend Within-y slash me drop where it's
Yeah.
just kind of odd in a sense.
Yeah, it is. It's a little weird. I love it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just goes into like this full like kind of trance break and then back into that like trippy drop. So we want to like do and experiment and bring in breakdowns that aren't, you know, necessarily fully typical and kind of get more melodic with it, or
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, it's free to roam with for our project.
Dude, you guys are challenging each other creatively and having a blast doing it.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's great.
Fuck yeah, man. That's awesome, bro.
And I'm very excited to put out this new shit that we've got. We haven't sent anything out to labels yet, but we're sitting on some grade A heat.
You guys might as well start your own label while you're at it, too.
I know.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, anybody who gets a hold of that is going to sign it. That doesn't matter what label they are. That's awesome, bro.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
I'm happy for you. For what it's worth, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, this
Thanks,
is
dude.
like, it's fucking
Thank you.
sick, man. It's so sick. And, you know, as a DJ, like, I just love dropping that music, bro, because it's like, you know, I've DJ'd for 7-8 years now, right? Like, I played a lot of the same music. I know what works. Like, you know, I'm always trying to play unreleased shit just because I'm always trying to test the crowd, you know, give them what they didn't know they wanted. And Atlantic Garden music is always like oh, what? Like, shit, you know?
Thanks,
like,
man.
I'm
I
even
appreciate
doing
that. I appreciate that. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what you guys set out to do, but it's working.
Never. You get in the studio and you make what you're feeling. And you're like, if you feel good about it, like that's literally all that matters.
Absolutely. Damn.
Yeah.
I love it.
Anytime I've tried to set out to make something like I want to make a song that's gonna stream well, or I want to make a song that's like made for Spotify, or like make something that's like really short because it's like easier to listen to, or like
TikTok-y.
Yeah, TikTok-y. Never fucking works ever. Never works. Like, and all you hear from every A&R, not every A&R, just like a lot of the, you know, bigger label A&Rs, they always want like that, like, can you like bring in that catchy part back here and repeat it the entire song, or can you like, you know, can you cut it? It's 3 minutes right now. We need it to be 2 minutes. It's like, dude, it's fine. Like, it's fine.
That's ridiculous.
I know. And yeah, for me, like, the biggest songs that I've had like have been, you know, not pushed like that. It's like it's just like a natural kind of, you know, thing.
Letting you be you.
Yeah.
And probably a little unexpected maybe on your part, right? Like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
you never, when you put a song out, you never know how it's going to be received at all. Zero idea. Like, I've had songs I put out that like I'm like, "Oh my God, this is so sick. I love this so much, even more so than like any of my other songs." And like, no one will get it. No one will like it. And you're like, "Thanks, guys."
Dude, it's like when you know, you put out a picture of your family on Facebook or whatever, you're just doing whatever, something with your girlfriend or your partner or whatever, and then you put out a song that you put your fucking heart and soul into, and it gets like one like, and you're like, God damn it, this is demoralizing. Like, what do people want?
Yeah, and then you make a funny tweet and get fucking hundreds of likes.
That is a great example too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always like, I'm gonna post my new song and like, you know, I'll get a couple likes, and then I'm just gonna make this funny tweet, and like everyone's gonna see it. It's funny how that shit works.
Yeah, it is funny how that shit works, but that's why it's so important that like as a producer, you enjoy the process, because a lot of times you're gonna be your only fan, you know, like.
Oh yeah. 100%.
It's the reality. It's the reality of the game, man.
Yep. And everyone starts there. Like, it's just how it goes.
Absolutely.
And no matter how big you are, you still have that. Like, it just happens.
Dude, so true, man. I've experienced that on this podcast, like in multiple ways and layers. Like when I first started doing it, it's like anything. People get on board with you being creative and, you know, trying to follow your dream and your passion. And then a year goes by and there's a little less interest in your circle. And then another year goes by and you're like maybe doubting yourself. Like, is this what I want to do?
Yeah.
And then like usually a fucking dark hole comes. At least it did for me. And I'm like, is anybody listening? Like, am I just talking to myself out here?
Yeah.
Like, but then I realized.
And then you have one day, where like everything switches and like you're on fucking top of the world.
One day it happens and you never know when it's going to. And you're like, dude, I actually love what I'm doing. And this is so much fun. I don't care what anybody else thinks. And that moment when you stop giving a fuck about everybody else is when people start to get on that fucking ride with you, right?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
You heard it here first, people.
It's true. I mean, it's the most true thing ever. You just got to not care what people think about you. And it's hard because like you're kind of in the limelight all the time as being a public facing person.
Yeah.
And yeah, just gotta put yourself out there.
What do you think about that, Max? Like, that's a hot topic these days. I know Ghastly made a pretty viral post about being like, I don't know how to put myself out there. I just want to make music, but you can't do that anymore. You have to make TikToks and make like, social media posts and all this stuff. And that can be hard for creatives because a lot of times the way they want to speak is through their music.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for me personally, I've never been great at social media. Still not really great at it. Like my brain just doesn't like work like that. I don't know. It's just like I can't like look at any situation and be like, oh, that's like a funny post, like I just like don't like. Yeah, I just like I'm just not really like that kind of person.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's a weird era we're in because most things now, like even major labels, like they won't sign or even look at music even if it's good. They'll like want to look at like how many followers you have.
Oh, I hate that.
Or like it's kind of crazy, like kind of a bummer for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how we get out of that cycle. I feel like every now and then I see someone posting on Twitter or whatever, like Instagram like isn't gonna be around forever, or like it's gonna die soon or whatever. But I hope we go back and not like further into the fucking Black Mirror episode of like like just craziness, with social validation on Instagram and all all this shit.
I know that the one where like you look at people and they have like a ranking or some shit like that.
Yeah. On Black Mirror.
Yeah, that shit fucked me up, bro.
Yeah. What's it called? I think aren't they already doing this in China where it's like there's a social credit score or something like that?
Yeah, China.
Like, dude, that's so gnarly.
That is the exact word for it.
That's literal Black Mirror. Full blown Black Mirror.
It's fucked, man. Like,
yeah.
I agree with you. Like, I'm someone who does put out a lot of content, and it was really tough for me. Like, again, in the beginning days, like everyone's self-conscious about their voice, and like if you put yourself out there to the world, like you said it, it's easier said than done to just like not give a fuck. But it's like, whew, like people are seeing me and hearing me, but like,
I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie, like this is my first like full-blown like podcast that I've like really ever done.
That's awesome, bro. Have you been enjoying it though?
What's that?
Have you been enjoying it though?
Oh, dude, I love it. It's
not so bad.
Great. Yeah. I'm just like, for me, like I had never been great, and I've always been kind of nervous with like putting myself out there and talking.
Yeah.
And I've always been much better at like just being a studio guy and like being quiet and like honing my craft and kind of not focusing on anything social at all, apart from like real day life, social, like Instagram and
right,
social media, not social. Yeah, my social skills are okay, people. I'm fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're pretty easy to talk to, bro.
Yeah. But like social media has always been like this weird kind of thing for me.
Yeah,
it just feels, everything's always felt forced for me.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people resonate
with that.
Yeah,
a lot of people do. I mean, it's a whole other layer. That's honestly it. And really on that note, like I think because it's become so prevalent and where you're at right now with music, like house music these days, man, and dance music culture, I feel like is the most open it's ever been. It's so collaborative. Like, I mean, there's always going to be barriers to entry, right? But like during the pandemic, I doubled down on the podcast, bro, and I was trying to introduce myself to people all over the world and just trying to, grow my network. And everybody was open to it, right? Because like we
Yeah.
all got kind of tested with like, well, what are you really in this for, you know? And like when you see collaborations with rappers and tech house producers and rock and roll and dubstep and shit, and like that has been happening, but now it's like people are like down to fucking just fucking integrate, bro, you know? And it's like, hey man,
that's the side of social media that's really cool.
Exactly. That was my point. Exactly.
All the integration and like, yeah, that's a really cool side of it. The social validation part is the hard part.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
It's really.
And then it's like if you haven't made a post in like 3 days, it's like, oh my God, are you dead? You know, like shit like that.
Bro, you don't have a story going every 24 hours, bro.
Yeah, seriously. And then you feel like you're slacking if you're not posting enough too.
I know.
It's a crazy cycle. It's like it definitely fucks with your head for sure.
It fucks with your head. Just know that you're not out there though, people. You're really not. You're not alone. We're all trying to deal with this together. And I think one thing too, like we all deal with the comparison issue, right? Like, especially as a DJ, it's so easy to get jealous. In fact, you probably should get jealous in some ways because it might spark a fucking fire under your ass. But like we all compare ourselves to literally the 0.1% of people that are killing it on social media. And you're like, this guy DJs everywhere. He tours. Like this girl got this gig because of that, right? It's like, dude, just do you.
Yeah,
do fucking 100%. You. I mean, that's how I feel about it, at least.
Yep, 100%. So I mean, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
And it's a good mindset because you don't want to, get caught in that social validation trap and think you're not doing well when really everyone's in the same boat.
Yep.
And you nailed it on the head for sure.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you agree with me, bro. I figured you would, but I know a lot of people out there too. But yeah, you got to find that line.
For sure.
Max, I want to ask you a hot topic right now. It's become pretty clear, right? It's like house music is doing so well. You know, you mentioned John Summit earlier. Like he's fucking killing it, bro. In the past year and a half, he's blown the fuck up. Yeah. And your music is doing fantastic. You love house music. We see people like Fisher, Sonny Federa, Chris Lake, Nora and Pure blowing up, getting on every festival lineup. Festival lineups being mostly house these days. I mean,
yes, it's pretty wild to see that.
Why do you think that is? Is there a reason?
I think things ebb and flow. I think styles really come in and out. Like I think right now, house music moving to the main stage is gonna force house music to become a little more main stage sounding.
Yeah.
And it already kind of is. Even Chris Lake's newest release, 400.
Yeah.
Is very big.
It is.
It's like a big room house track.
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of sound is gonna be hot for the big DJ, the big house guys playing main stage sets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just from me being in the scene for several years, like you see like trends kind of come in and out and come and go, and music in general, like rock will go out and then rock will come back 10 years later, or things just kind of like it's an interesting cycle. Yeah.
I agree with you, man. I mean, we've talked about all the genres that you were making in the beginning days, bro. Like 2011 when Levels came out, bro, and it just like sparked that Swedish boom of energy throughout really the whole world. Then trap had a great run. Rhythm had a great run. I mean, just on a popular level. I mean, like those are all still huge, obviously.
The cool thing about house music though is like proper house music has always been there and it doesn't really change much.
Bro, it's been going like this.
Steady. Yeah, it's steady, dude.
Yep.
Yep. So that's another thing that I really love about this kind of style of music is there's not this like following of I mean right now there kind of is because it's blowing up and there's like this sample trend where everyone's trying to get the next big sample.
Yeah.
But in general, it's cool how steady house music is and how it doesn't really change too much.
Yeah.
It's been so good for so many years.
Dude, absolute facts. That is exactly it too, right? Like you could go back to like the beginning of some of those genres, right? And they may not go back more than 10 years. You go back to the beginning of house music, we're talking about Chicago in the fucking 80s,
Yeah.
bro. We're talking about Detroit in the early 90s. That shit has been going on, bro. Like I wear that passion on my fucking sleeve being from Chicago. Like
For sure.
it's so humbling for me to even, you know, like grace the stage as some of these legends that are still around, you know, and like this guy Marshall Jefferson. So have you heard of him?
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's always, it's funny. It's like an old wives' tale sometimes when people talk about how Chicago house music started. Like he says that he made the first song, but Chippy says he made the first song. And I'm like, this is fucking history, bro. Like that's wild, right? You don't hear Excision and Subdocta being like, I made the first dubstep track, you know?
100%.
Yeah. So it's like, I find that so fucking interesting. And I think that's why house has continued to grow, is because you get into it and then you realize like, whoa, there's so many layers. There's techno, there's tech house, there's disco, there's funk, there's, you know.
Yeah, there's so many different genres of house and they're all so good. Like growing up, my mom had Bee Gees playing in the car all the time. Constantly. Just like fully constantly all the time.
Best.
Yeah, that's probably where I got my my disco love for sure.
Me too, bro. Me too. I fucking love the Bee Gees. My dad, actually right here to my left is Saturday Night Fever poster.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love that shit. I love that shit so much. Like it's
part of me's bummed that I didn't live through the disco era.
I'm going to prove it to the people. See that? There it is.
There it is.
That's really how we do here, people. But
let me turn my lights on. It's getting dark. Well, actually, shit, my lights are on. It's just kind of dark in here. Hey,
that's all right.
I gotta take a quick pee break. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I've been drinking like a horse today.
Feel better?
Oh, I feel much better.
Bro, it's nothing like a good piss, man. Number one.
Whole new world.
It's something all humans can fucking get on board with, man. I don't care where you are.
I don't know how DJs do the whole like 10-hour set without peeing either.
Dude, there's no fucking way they don't pee. Like, there's literally no fucking way.
I mean, quoting John, fucking, what did he say recently? He's like, real DJs piss themselves. So good, dude.
Honestly, fuck, man.
Yeah, I'll just put on like an 8-minute record and go pee and then come back.
Dude, listen.
I don't know how people do it.
I go pee like 4 times before my set just to
try.
Yeah. A lot of it is mental, but if you get to a 3-4 hour set, like I gotta piss, dude. I'm like,
yeah, for sure, 100%.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah, and you're drinking at the same time. It's like, dude, how do you not?
Dude, that's if I have to play like a 2 or 3 hour set, I'll usually try and go in like I'm a very hydrated person. I'll try and go in a little bit dehydrated. And like sometimes I'll come off and I'm like fucking dying like a desert animal. And I'm like, I didn't have to pee. I did it.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I do the same thing because I have like I'm usually pretty hydrated and I drink a bunch of water throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then show days, I'll purposefully try to kind of dehydrate myself a bit so I'm not like peeing every hour, you know.
Dude, I could go every 45. In fact, same thing with long flights for me. I try and get aisle seats because I get so self-conscious. If I have to ask somebody more than once that I have to pee, I'm like, this is a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. This is my worst dream ever.
It's literally my worst nightmare.
I sit in aisle seats for the same exact reason. Dude, literally. Same exact reason. I mean, I do enjoy the leg room, but if I have to tell someone twice that I have to pee,
it's a nightmare.
I'm going to jump out the plane.
Dude, I'd rather jump out the plane. Even if it's a nice person. It's like, if a young person sticks next to me, it's like such relief. I'm like, all right, like asking them once is fine. You know what I mean? But like, I used to say, bro, and I still say this, like, if I was window and I had 2 large sleeping people next to me and...
dude, nightmare.
I couldn't do it. I honestly couldn't. I couldn't. In fact, I'll sit in the back of the plane. I don't care. I don't even want people to, Max, I don't even want people to see that I go pee twice.
You're like, I'm just walking down the aisle.
I'm just stretching my legs. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, so bad. I got booked on a window seat on accident. I always book aisle. Like I'm really good about getting it early and making sure I have aisle seats. And I got booked on a window seat on my way back from like Taiwan once.
Oh,
Dude, I had a fucking panic attack. My girlfriend was with me and she's like, I have Xanax. I literally had to take like full Xanax and just conk out because I was like, dude, like I'm gonna have to pee so many times on this
yeah.
ride. No, I am. Like I can't push by this many times. I need to take a Xanax so no one knows I'm a fucking pee freak.
Bro, and pee freak. That's what I am too. We're pee freaks, dude. And you got to hydrate on a plane because you already get dehydrated. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't come off that shit dehydrated, dude. Wow, I'm so glad I met somebody else because my fiance is like, it's ridiculous. You in the aisle seats, and I'm
Yeah.
like, she's like, you always make me sit middle too. I'm like, I don't even want to ask you to get up twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once is fine. Twice is like, dude, what
too
is
much.
wrong with
Yeah.
you?
Like, dude, get a life, bro.
Hold it. Yeah. And then I'll see some people come on, don't pee at all. And I'm like, this is a 4-hour flight. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, seriously. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
I already thought we had a lot in common, but this is good. Pee freaks.
Mhm. There's our project name if we ever start a project together.
Yo, that's marketable right there.
Yeah.
Might get into the wrong crowd, but hey, it's monetizable for sure. I'm just out here to make money.
Oh my God. Dude.
Holy hell. Okay. Back to the music real quick. So, although you're still young in the game, bro, you've been in it for a long time, and there's so many young aspiring DJs and producers out there that listen to this show, and I'm humbled to say they're some of the biggest fans because that's why I started this to learn. What would be your advice to them?
I think the biggest thing would be it sounds really lame, but just never giving up. So many guys I've seen who are really talented will come and go because things won't work out or like maybe they get down about there's so many variables as to why to quit.
Yeah.
And the longer you're in the scene, the more opportunities will arise, the more situations will pop up and yeah, I mean that's been the case for me at least. Because I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like the longer you're in it, the more wild situations that you would never have thought about would just pop up and you're like, "Oh my God, I'm doing this now. Oh my God, I'm doing this now." And then like, things stack up and that's probably the best thing I could think of.
I think that is great advice, actually. I mean, sometimes even the cliche advice coming from someone who's been through it is more meaningful. There's a reason that common pieces of advice are common.
Yeah.
It's because it's the truth, bro. Patience is a virtue, and you've been definitely patient throughout.
Patience is a big thing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, there are going to be times when you know you have fans, but you're just there and you're like, I got to keep doing this for me. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
And
that's what it comes down to. It's like you
Yeah.
have to do it because you love it, and
Yeah.
that's the only reason. You can't do it to try come in and make a quick buck or like want to like, tour. I mean, touring's great. You have to do it because you love it, and that's the only way that you're going to be able to stick around and last.
Amen, bro. Amen.
Yeah.
And to fucking add on top of that, never stop having fun with this shit because it is
For sure.
easy to get down on yourself. And honestly, when it comes down to it, there might be like, if it was a big list of check boxes, there's probably more negatives that we have to deal with as artists in the music industry than the positives, right? Like you always hear about I go from the biggest stages to alone in the hotel room. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
I saw Dom Dollar tweet about that recently. He was like,
yeah, I
it's
saw it
crazy
too.
you saw that one? Yeah, he was saying how like you go from, which is so real. It's like you go from these giant fucking stages with like 8,000 people, and then you're back into your hotel room for 4 days without speaking to a single person.
It's crazy.
Like the ups and downs are wild.
Yeah, it really is. And I know it's like, that's just kind of the reality. And, but you deal with it because that's what you shoot for. You want to play your music, whatever you're trying to do. But
Yeah.
for our example, you want to play your music all over the world and
Yeah.
have your fans support you. So it's like, Man, it's the humble truth. I agree with you 100%, Max.
Yeah.
100%.
Gotta love it. That's the only way you're gonna last and continue to do it. Is you have to just love what you do.
You gotta love what you do, man, and make sure you get the aisle seats. Make sure you get
Yeah. Because I'll quit if I'm gonna be getting window seats.
Yeah, hey, any fucking agents out there, he's not coming unless you get that fucking aisle.
No, I'm not that much of a fucking drama queen, but that would be that. Yeah, I need my aisle seats for sure.
All right, Max, what can you tell us about what's on the horizon, bro? Any releases that you can share?
Yeah, super excited about a few of them. Got another one coming with Kyle Walker soon on D4.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
Yeah.
That's huge, bro. You guys
Thank you.
collab on Saved is sick too. I should have mentioned that one.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That's one of my favorite ones that I've done in a while.
Yeah.
The D4 one's great. Little different than the Saved one. This one's a little more poppy, upbeat. Got some piano, that kind of vibe. Got another one with Paige on Realm. Not another one with Paige. Another one on Realm with Paige.
Got it.
Loving that one. It's with this singer named Marley. She's got an incredible voice.
Cool.
Yes, we're really happy with that one. I'm trying to think if I can talk about anything else.
What about any shows? Where can we catch you?
Yeah. Let me look real quick on my calendar.
Let's go.
Let's see. I've got Honolulu this weekend. And then I've got there's an unannounced LA show at Exchange next weekend. It's gonna be for Space Yacht.
Oh,
I don't know if we can talk about that for sure. Although, when are you posting this?
This will be out next Wednesday, so it'll be
okay.
You should be good, right?
Probably okay.
Yeah.
I'll shoot you an email if we need to.
I mean, bro, if they made it to the end of the episode, I think it might deserve it.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good fucking point.
Yeah.
If you guys made it to the end of this episode, I'm playing Space Yacht Exchange LA Friday night.
That's sick, bro. Shout out to fucking Space Yacht. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's gonna be a great night. What else do I have? Got a Vegas show in May at Resorts World.
Oh, is it at Zook? Was that what it's called? Zook?
Yeah.
Dude, Resorts World is nuts.
Yeah, so it's really cool. They're putting on like a lot of the more underground talent, whereas most of the Strip is like, it's the classic Never Change,
Chain Smokers.
Yeah, it's all it's the head EDM guys. It's like it never really changes. And Resorts World doing like Jamie Jones, Camel Fat, Peggy Goo.
Smart.
MK.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just booking like really, really cool shit. So is Tao. So is XS now too.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I really started to notice it when Zook was doing it. They were like, all right, we're gonna bring on some young guns, which is cool.
That's awesome.
They're not even young guns, just a little more underground,
Yeah, for sure. That's huge. I mean, it's good that they're seeing that, man. That's what.
Yeah.
If I go to Vegas, I mean, you can do that big shit like one night, bro. But like, I want to go. I mean, you go to those clubs, bro. You get fucking smacked in the face with blackout. Like, it doesn't always have to be like that when you go to Vegas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. I think I got a North Carolina show coming up.
Wow.
What else is there?
Traveling a lot though, huh?
Yeah, it's been chaotic. Which is for me, I haven't really ever had a steady flow of shows.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's starting to get more steady. I've got a great agent. Do you know Will Duca?
Yeah, why do I know that name?
He does Black V-neck.
Yeah, I was on an email chain with him actually for Black V-neck with John Summit. That's why I recognize it.
Okay, yeah, he used to be with an agency called Sleeping Giant.
Yes.
He moved to his own company called Disruptive, and it's me, Black V-neck, Truth and Lies.
They're coming on next week, bro.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's doing great. Like it's really good having someone on your team that like is your agent who fully believes in you and is like he reached out to my manager and me and wanted to book me because I mean he's just he loves my music. So I was like, dude, this is the guy. Like I don't care about like any agency. It's like just get someone who believes in you and they will fucking push hard.
Yeah.
And that's like the best situation. So it's been
Fighting
like
for
a
it.
more steady thing of shows. I've done a lot of shows in the past, but never like a um constant kind of flow.
Dude,
So
that's
it's been
awesome, bro. Fuck yeah, man. That's great. I'm so glad you have a supportive team around you. That means like so much to an artist.
yeah. Yeah, it's incredible. It's definitely needed. Parents, girlfriend, fiance, wife, just you need like good supportive people around you for this to last too.
So true. That's humble advice as well. I couldn't agree more with you, man. Is your
Yeah.
girlfriend a big fan of your music? Does she come to all your shows? Because mine does not.
Newly fiance as of like a month ago.
Congrats! Let's
Thank
go.
you.
We're both
Thank you.
getting
Thank you.
married, baby. Let's
We'll get
go.
married. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's no wedding plans as of yet, but yeah, just got engaged a month ago. So
Congrats. Hey, if you didn't post it on social media, that shit does wonders for engagement.
oh I'm sure. We'll be posting here soon. It's not I don't think we haven't really posted anything much yet,
I
but
was like,
other
it's the
than
happiest
a
day of
couple
your life.
stories, but
It's the happiest day of your life, and you're like, God, I didn't even know these people were following me and they're fucking commenting congrats. I'm like, I do you know how much effort I put into these podcasts? Can you guys please comment?
that's so funny. Yeah, it's like fucking just please just do that all the time.
Yeah, can I get this love on everything I do?
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, proposing and being with my fiance is a pretty enjoyable and easy thing for me. But you know what?
Yeah, yep.
Fuck, man, whatever. It's the life of an artist. We do what we can.
You're like, fucking sick.
That's awesome, bro. Congrats to you, man. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Max, this has been so much fun, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's been great to finally meet you. It's a bummer we can't do this like in person, but
that'll happen for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it in person. It's so much fun, but it's still been great to connect. And I know you're a busy guy, so I really appreciate taking the time. For everybody that did make it this far, you got a lot of fucking nuggets at the end here. That's for
a lot
sure.
of little nuggets at the end for sure.
A lot of nuggets, man. I hope we can get to you Chicago soon. And I know you and I are going to meet in person very, very, very soon, I hope. And again, bro, coming to you as a big fan, and it is just awesome to see you killing it and loving life
dude.
too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate having me on the show. It's been good.
Hell yeah, brother. You did a great job in your first podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, first one.
You want to be a regular? I mean, I enjoy the shit out of this. I don't enjoy every single one.
Let's do it. Fuck it. Yeah, why not?
Well,
It'll help me get out of my comfort zone of not not fucking liking social media. So.
Let's get DJ Susan on the next one. How about that? He'll do all the talking. That'll be fun. He'll do all the talking. We won't say a word. He'll talk for us.
Perfect. Let's do it. In typical Susan fashion.
Absolutely. Hey, he reads people's minds, so that's fine. He can speak for us.
Yeah, perfect. I love it.
All right, brother. You enjoy yourself, and we'll chat very soon. Thanks again, Max.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, what's up? And thanks for watching that video. You looking for more content now? I got your back. Go to my YouTube channel right now, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn on all notifications so you never miss any upcoming exclusive artist interviews, Sherman the Booth clips, new music, live sets, and more. This is your one-stop shop for everything electronic music. Cheers.